Hello, family. Angela Cage with Cage Collaborations LLC. And today I want to talk to you about the value of a nurturing village. A nurturing and supportive village for some people can make all the difference in their mental and emotional health. A village is the community of people that surround you. Your village could be made up of your friends, your family, your neighbors, your coworkers, and your classmates. The important thing to know is that you decide who is in your village. So your village should be made up of people who nurture you. The Oxford Dictionary defines nurturing as caring for or encouraging the growth and development of something or someone. So a supportive and nurturing village is a community of people who actively care for you and are invested in your growth and development. Last week on the Cage Collaborations LLC social media pages, I created a post that talked about the qualities of people that should surround us. I said that your team should be filled with supportive people who cheer for you, encourage you, hold you accountable, and celebrate your success and progress. I also said that if you don't think that you have a supportive team or a nurturing village, you need to create one. Part of creating that nurturing village is for you to be the person that you want in your village. Put out the energy that you want to attract. And again, the principal characteristic of a nurturing village is that you get to decide who is in that village. So when you look around your circle, if you find that you have people around you that seem to take delight in your downfall, they get joy in your setbacks, or simply they fail to consistently show up for you, you will need to address these people. Now, when addressing the people who display these negative behaviors, it's important that you go to them without an attitude and knowing that the interaction does not have to be rude or nasty or contentious. Now, one thing I do want to advise you is that when you're thinking about these negative behaviors, you'll want to sit down and really think about, is this truly a negative behavior? Or did this person in my village just give me a hard truth that made me uncomfortable? If they gave you a hard truth that made you uncomfortable, know that they are just showing you an area of opportunity. Now, if their delivery is off, you will want to address that. But if you find that it is truly a negative behavior and this is a person who you want to maintain a relationship with, you need to call them out or bring that behavior to their attention. And like I said before, when you go to them, don't have an attitude. The interaction does not need to be rude. It does not need to be nasty, and you don't need to be mean, because the goal here is to maintain the relationship and correct the behavior. You want to maintain the relationship and set a new boundary for the relationship moving forward. Now, on the other hand, if you find that you don't want to save the relationship with this person, you think about their negative behavior, they may have a pattern of constantly being negative and not adding any value to you or your life, then you can cut ties. And again, if you choose to cut ties, that interaction doesn't have to be mean, negative, or contentious either. But you may decide that you don't even need to have an interaction. You may just decide to make a clean cut from that person without having any communication. Now, for me, I'm big on communication. I want to have a clearing conversation, even if that conversation is about ending a relationship or a friendship. For me, it's important that I receive clarity and that I give clarity. And I remember when I actually learned that I valued the giving and receiving of clarity, because about 20 years ago, I had a member of my village come to me and let me know that it was in her best interest that she terminate our friendship. Now, I was very surprised that she was wanting to end our friendship, but she had very valid reasons. I do have to admit, once she communicated her reasons with me, they were valid. At that time, she was in the midst of a family crisis and dealing with a gravely ill parent. And I was wrapped up in a new relationship, so I wasn't there for her in her time of need. And although I was hurt about losing someone who I considered a very dear friend, I appreciated the fact that she was brave enough to communicate her reasons with me. And if she ever views this message, I want her to know that I thank her for teaching me that extremely valuable lesson about being a friend and balancing the important areas of my life. And I eventually married the person that I was so wrapped up with way back then when I wasn't there for her, and we're still happily married today. But most importantly, from her and I's interaction when we had that clearing conversation, I became a better friend from that point forward. If she had not been brave enough to come to me and have that clearing conversation about needing to terminate our friendship for her own best interest and for her own peace and sanity, I may have remained oblivious to how I was moving as a friend. And like Maya Angelou says, it is important for us to, when we know better, we do better. So again, I opt for communication with the people within my village. I want them to know the things that bother me or the things that I have issue with so that they can know better and that they can do better. And they can't ever use the excuse that they didn't know. So when you have that clearing conversation, again, it's important for you to not be rude, not make it a contentious situation, because when you go to the person, whether it's a relationship that you save or whether it's a relationship that you want to cut ties with, if you find that the discussion becomes heated, it's important for you to table the discussion and come back to it at a later time if possible, because you want to mitigate doing any additional damage. And like I said, if it's a relationship that is worth saving, the goal is for you to correct the behavior and maintain the relationship going forward. If it's a relationship that you're deciding to cut off, the goal there is for you to offer some clarity and maybe give them something to chew on and grow and develop from. So again, just have the clearing conversation if you're able. And if you're not able and you feel like that's something that you need to work on, take the time to do that work, because there is something to be said for giving and receiving clarity. Now, in closing, I want to remind you that if you do not have the village that you think is nurturing and the supportive team around you, it's your responsibility to build that nurturing village. You need to be the person that you want to see in your village. And as I end this video, I just want to take this time to thank each and every member of Team Angela Cage. Your love, your support, your encouragement, your correction, and your protection is so greatly appreciated. I am so grateful to have every member that is within my village, and I'm also equally grateful to be a part of anyone else's village. So if you've heard anything within this message or any of the previous videos that are posted on this channel that has resonated with you or been beneficial to you, please reach out to me. Leave me a comment. Connect with me on any of the social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And you can also reach me via email at cagecollaborationsllc@gmail.com. And as always, if you see something that you like, please subscribe and always share with a friend. I want to be able to share this message with the multitude. So please, if you found value, please share with a friend, share with a family member. And as always, I am rooting for each and every one of you to win. Make it a great day. Love you always.